Hi.
Let's do it.
Welcome back to Black Horror Humor, where you better keep your goddamn lights on. I'm here with, my scary ass co-host, Miss. And she's gonna get a statue because the way she's going to die in the movie and how she's going to die, she has to get a statue.
Damn.
Miss Leah, how are we doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
And then we go to the quote unquote muscle of the group who's going to run in that house first because he's so rah rah. Why did I choose that? Drake the Savior. Drake
Hey,
the Savior.
hey, don't try to flatter me by going into that building first. We still got to do the rock paper scissors player. Don't try to make me hype me up. That don't work on me, man. Drake, you got it.
You got it. You got it, bro. Right behind you.
Drake gonna fuck him up. Nah, the whole time it's like he ain't gonna make it.
He ain't gonna make it.
He ain't gonna
So
make it.
we're back again, and this time we are doing our
You didn't give us your name.
oh. So I'm the emotional death of the group. Baylor the Great, aka BTG, aka I have to stay alive to tell the story. I mean, that's the facts. I think you guys are quite selfish in your horror death. That
Boy, don't get us started, man. Like
I think it's quite selfish, like because you're not thinking about the future.
all I'm saying is that I won't be hurt if I go back to save you and I see you running out after I've saved you, like just yelling thanks and keep going. That's how I feel like it's gonna happen,
I felt like you wanted to be a sacrifice anyway.
and that's gonna be that mindset. Well, that's gonna be that mindset.
We're here once again, but this time we're paying honor to the decades that have catered us with the best quality of horror music. We're
Mm.
going back to I said horror music,
Yeah, I was
horror
like, are we
movies.
listening to music?
So we're going back to what 92?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Going
What
back
was
to
it?
92, and I guess this is I guess we can argue that it's a classic or not, because a lot of people said they've heard of it but never seen it before.
I've never seen it. This is a
Mm.
first for me,
And it should be near and dear to your heart too.
man. I've heard about it once again, like you just said. I'm wondering why. I, I may talk a lot in this one, y'all. I may call bullshit on a lot of stuff, but we'll see.
Well, now remember this was back in 92, so
Oh, I understand. I
So the
understand.
things
rules may have been different back in those
People
things
days.
was
different.
smoking in airports back then. Smoking on airplanes back then. I think it's
I
different.
mean, they didn't parent us that good back in the 90s. We were ripping
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
running down
we
the
were
street.
latchkey kids.
Yeah,
So, so what were y'all doing in '92? If you
I'm in
can
them
tell me.
streets. I was in the streets. Water balloon fights, tag,
Um,
running man, all that shit. I'm in the
I think
streets.
92. Kindergarten,
Mm, mm,
maybe.
In 92, I was 10.
92. I was six. First grade. Was I in first grade? Yeah, I think I was in the first grade.
We all had the streetlights curfew, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure, for sure. You know they.
Um, I don't think that I was really without my parents. I was with my mom and dad most of the time. I don't remember being without them when I was that young.
Mm. I remember that's when I got like really introduced to video games. I remember crying because I got pulled away because I didn't get my turn to play on Sonic. I remember that. I remember that very well. And I think I had a Ninja Turtles birthday party that year too.
That's a valid. Okay, so what we got to go there. Since you want to do that, we got to go there.
Where is it?
What's the best Ninja Turtle of all time?
Ooh,
See,
And
when I was younger, I would say Donatello. When I was younger,
I was gonna say,
Really?
I was gonna
yeah,
say my favorite was Donatello. I was
yeah.
Donatello
When I
every
was
time
younger, but now that I'm older,
Wow.
I'm more
on
of a
that purple on.
Leonardo. I'm more Leonardo
I'm
now that I'm
more
older.
okay. So of course,
The,
starting out, it was always Mikey.
Mikey was the best.
Mikey
He was
was
the
the
Mikey,
best. That's
best.
what I was gonna say. He
Mikey.
was the best one.
But he didn't get stuff done. Like Leo made sure to get stuff done.
Right, right. Well, he was the natural born leader. I was more of Ralphie. I was more of Ralphie because Ralphie was closer to Malcolm X. He's like, look,
Mm.
everybody got to get slapped up. Like I'm tired of waiting. Let's just go slap some shit up. I'm more
He,
of Ralphie.
he was more about action, no plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saying
Well, he had a
Donatello is
plan. He
more.
had a plan to go whoop somebody ass. He just didn't plan.
But even when he got his behind kicked by Casey Jones in the doggone in Central Park, like come on, that would have never happened to Leo. And Mikey doesn't
and
really do anything except be led around. So that's why Mikey is fun. He's the fun guy that you always call, the hooligan that you hang out with to make sure you have a good time. But Leo made sure that things had a plan and things got done. And Donnie was the person to make sure that we had the best information. We had all the information necessary to lay out the best plan.
and he go
Donnie,
fuck you up with that staff.
Donnie knew how to. Donnie
The
knew the
boat staff.
Wi-Fi
And
password.
he go fuck you with that staff. The most he go handy. Like I don't remember Donnie really even getting licks. I mean, he come in just crossheads all fucking him up. That's how I remember Donatello. That's how I remember him. And he's smart. All the little gadgets he handled that.
I
He
still have.
did.
Now I will have to go with Leo. I was Donnie
Oh,
initially. Now I have to go with Leo.
because of that.
Leonardo, yeah, I have to go. Leonardo got swords. Okay, he's a very strong leader when he needs to be. He's a soft leader when he needs to be.
But
He was
He
never a
he
soft
doubts
leader.
himself
if
sometimes.
he
So
needed to talk with his brothers, especially when talking with Mikey, he's not as harsh as he is when he talks to Ralph. But he can hold his own when he's talking to Ralph.
He used to talk down to Mikey. He's called Mike stupid. He used to argue with.
he
He used
didn't
to
call
argue with.
He
Mikey
didn't. He didn't
stupid.
say he was
I'm gonna
stupid.
go. We gonna go back and we have to go look some stuff. Have y'all checked out the new comic, The Last Ronin?
Mm-mm.
Oh
Mm-mm.
man, it's deep. It's dark,
Ronan is a gangster.
but it's like it's like basically three of the Ninja Turtles have been killed, and it's only one of them alive, and they gotta avenge their brothers, well, his brothers, and you don't know which one is alive because he wears a black. Um, what's it
Did
called?
Oh,
they take that from because that's who Hawkeye turned into. Ronin was like this spirit in the Marvel universe
Mm,
that would take over people when they're like consumed with grief. And so that's why Hawkeye was so dark and like
hmm.
had his body count way up.
Yeah. But um
Wait,
TM
are they
TMNT.
in and then yeah, are
They're
they
in
in the Marvel
DC. I think
universe?
they're DC. I think they're that's how I was just gonna go. I think they're DC. I think. Because
I'm doing
Marvel
some
have a lot.
research.
Because Marvel have X-Men, Marvel have the Avengers, Marvel have the
yeah,
Fantastic
but Fox
Four.
got X-Men though. So until them niggas fork them over, they don't really count.
Spider-Man, all that,
This does look like Marvel. Hold on a second, let me see.
No, I think TMNT is DC. I highly believe that. Because I'm trying to think, did they do anything with Batman?
I don't know why I want to say they
They're
did.
neither.
Mm.
They're owned by
They're
Mirage Comics.
Mm.
they're like Notre Dame.
Mm. They have had crossovers with DC though. That's why
Okay.
you're thinking that they're in DC because they did crossovers with Batman and Daredevil.
Yeah, I know they
But
did.
And I
I
figure
seen
and I
Batman.
figured they wouldn't with them because by now they would have given them they would have given them a darker Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by now.
I'm looking.
But speaking of Mikey,
Mm.
um, we got a classic kid, and I'm not sure where we would rank him because there's a lot of scary movies that have some of the characters, horror characters that we speak of. Some of them were kids. We got Children of the Corn. I don't. Would you classify? Would you put Chucky in there?
No, Chuck
No,
was a grown ass
he was
Yeah,
a
he
individual.
grown
was.
up.
Yeah, what's his name? Ray
Charles Lee Ray.
Charles Lee Ray. Yeah, that was a grown man who just transferred his soul into a doll.
Okay,
Mhm.
so look, we're watching Mikey. This movie came out in 1992, and basically what it is uh, I gotta say it is bad CPS workers. I mean, these cats. This man, this little boy ends up with these foster parents. The foster parents end up dead, and this nigga always ends up in the closet alive.
Okay.
Right? Can you explain this?
Me? Okay, let me see it. Let me see it. I will explain it throughout. Let's get to let's see. Mikey. Y'all let me know how it look. Sound click. Oh shit.
Stop trying to blame
God.
your sister.
Rule number 1, you're not allowed to physically discipline
If
foster
she
children.
even Mikey got his shit rocked. She slapped the shit out of
She
that
did
nigga.
slap the fucking shit out of him. Now that's out of pocket if she's not the mother. Okay. Do we know about this little boy parents? Because I say this, I think was his parents like murderers and killers on death row, something like that. That would make a lot of sense. 'Cause where does he get this behavior from?
Um,
I'll just wait. I'll wait. This little motherfucker is something else.
I just enjoy hearing how you devolve into madness with every scene.
Man, yeah, man, because one,
You just get so pissed off.
because man, they just allowing this shit to happen.
I wonder how come the teachers and the principal didn't tell everybody where they were. How come they didn't have the police meet up with them at the house after they got the police report for that other kid?
Why are people running from a little kid?
How come they didn't go to the neighbor's house? Even if you didn't want to hurt this child because of whatever reason, you didn't go to the neighbor's house to be like, look, I need to call the police.
Come here, you little motherfucker. It's just that simple.
Like the drop kick to the chest is what he would have had no time to swing at me with a hammer before I snatched that thing and beat the mess out of him.
That hammer, as soon as he rose, he hit it with two hands. I'm talking about one quick boom to the fucking chest. Get him one of those Sparta motherfuckers. I'm telling you, he out of there. You saw several times throughout these scenes how he simply got pushed down, and when he got pushed down a little bit, he just flailed out.
Listen, this kid,
a good kick to the solar plex. It's a wrap.
How did he have enough time to shower, comb his hair, change his clothes,
wipe all the blood off? He dragging heavy motherfuckers, man.
Right? Like, where is this? Like, this is the spawn of Satan.
Cause this shit, I'm telling you, I know y'all hear it, but I am mad. Like, cause I know people in real life that would allow this shit to happen.
Drake, I need your pressure not to get up. Your wife is not home, and I have no idea who can come out and help you.
I'm good. I got Jesus.
Baylor, you still with us?
I'm still here.
Baylor did like because Mikey is pissed. I'm like, it's not even Mikey, it's the people. Like, cause we're gonna talk about this shit, man.
But how did you not smell the gas?
You know what?
Where was he?
Now I'm mad.
Outside.
Now you're
now I'm mad. All right. So look. I'm gonna explain something.
Okay.
The way that house blew up bothers me.
Okay.
Okay. The house blew up like it was like some like a missile came down from a motherfucking helicopter. Okay. This nigga, first of all, if anything, the house should have just been caught on fire. That motherfucker exploded. With him in there, though.
No, he was outside.
No, the fuck he was. He was inside.
He was inside.
He was inside. Okay, let's
He
say
was outside the house because when he threw it, it went through the glass.
I thought it was a Molotov, so the glass had to break.
No, I thought the glass went into. I thought he threw it through the window.
You
I
know
sw-
what? Let's
I
just say
swear.
he was outside. Okay,
Okay.
the house fucking exploded like somebody hit that hole with a missile.
Instantly though.
Instantly, like
That gas was on for mad
that
long.
Mac
Though.
gas was on for a long fucking time. Okay, it will be an explosion. But the whole house like that. How did he not? How did nobody even smell? Like, did he even walk in? Why did things smell funny?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, why?
And let me
He
tell you
didn't.
something. Him even lighting anything, even a light, something come out can set that motherfucker on fire. Okay.
Right.
Then two, if the house just exploded like that, he don't have no fucking Pat Mahomes arm to throw that bitch from across the street. He had to be in the windowsill of a tree. He should be dead. He don't have a
Yeah.
mark on his ass at all. Man, y'all can suck my man. No. It's so many holes and flaws, and they wanted to make a real life Chucky. That's what they wanted, and it just
Yeah.
don't make sense. Cause why was so many motherfuckers scared of that little bastard, man?
But you know what? This is still a better movie than Vanishing on 7th Ave.
No, it's not. It's not.
Hey,
It's
You
not.
would take Vanishing on
I
7th
would
Ave
take
over this one.
Vanity 7.5 because this little because honestly, because this is real life shit. I know on Fantasy 7.5, I would be confused and I wouldn't know what to do, and I would be still frustrated at the end. Don't get me wrong, I'd be frustrated at the end. This, I'm telling you,
you could whoop his ass.
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, if this motherfucker was a grown ass nigga doing this shit, I would be mad. Like, why don't somebody beat this motherfucker rolling with crossbows and shit? Beat that nigga ass. But it's a child, a small child at that, and you don't like, man. I'm telling you, I'm talking about. I would, hey y'all, I do not condone child abuse. I'm all for protecting children.
Just to
I'm
put
the
that out there.
person that I for protecting children. But when it comes down to protecting your motherfucking self. When this motherfucker got bodies, you know this motherfucker got bodies. Why are you playing with him? I'm telling you, I can understand a few of them. But when he ran up on her with that hammer when she was sitting in that chair and she didn't fuck him up, that's why I'm like, I don't
But
know what to do.
even before that, when he said, if I put this in the water, it'll be like being in an electric chair.
Yeah. I would even let that slide. I would, I wouldn't.
I
But in
wouldn't
that
let that
scenario,
slide. There's no world that I would be, you know what?
I understand.
That's normal.
And you know what? I feel so strong like this. I feel strong like this. I took in my little cousin, okay? I took in my little cousin before. She said something slick like that one, and she was gone the next fucking day. On my excuse me, bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, because it was to the point that one of us ain't gonna make it. And I guarantee you, I'm gonna make it. I've been on this earth long enough. I'm a survivor. I hate to lose my career, maybe my freedom, but I am not about you. I promise you ain't about to take me out this motherfucker. Not in my shit. No, you ain't. Fuck that. And I'm like, whoever hearing this, oh, he's so cruel. You'll be dead. You'll be the one to be dead. Mikey would take care of you.
Baylor, which character in this movie would you play?
The boyfriend. He's like, I'm going to kick some ass.
Hey,
but then he said the cat scared him.
It was 2 lines in there. I'm thinking I need to have that on the shirt. I need to have that shirt. I'm going to go kick some ass.
Drake. That nigga said, "Who's out there? I'm going to kick some ass. It's morphing time."
Man.
David, come inside. No, David, just come inside.
Man.
So,
I would be the neighbor across the street with his fat ass pink shirt. I'll be in the little drama. I like this little motherfucker. This little nigga crazy. But hey, I'm not gonna be here. You got to
deal with that whole awkwardness at the cemetery.
Nah, man, I wouldn't I was never that friend when my friends asked me to do like hood, like creepy hood rat shit. I'm like, no. Oh, you a bitch. I'm a bitch. You ain't you got to fight me. You either you going back over there by yourself, you walking me, or we got to fight. Which one we want to do? Because I'm not walking. I promise you, I'm not walking with you. Man, you better ask them, nigga. But hell nah. But I'm telling you, every time the real shit kicked off, he wasn't there. That motherfucker was somewhere else.
He had to hang out with his mom.
I mean, like, come on, man. I'm like, everybody. If Mikey was okay, if Mikey was black, how y'all think this would have been?
This would have been a very, because first of all, our phone tree is ridiculous. We always know somebody that knows stuff. And so
if this was everybody was black, if everybody was black,
if everybody was black, this would have been a legit phone tree situation. One, this kid would not have crossed county lines, let alone state lines, to go live somewhere else, because he went from living in LA to El Cajon, California, I think it's California, to living in Arizona, and nobody knew except the teacher and a detective who was kind of willing to help.
The detective was lazy as shit. This motherfucker had a whole camera.
Yeah.
A camera.
I'm watching Mikey's funniest home videos.
He had all his crimes documented.
This motherfucker, instead of watching titties and little pornos, he watching his murders.
Yeah.
Before he go to sleep.
Listen,
now, I will say this. It can't even reach an A because of this. So it'll automatically lose a letter grade. I don't even know we don't know the purpose of him doing this.
If they would have said his like once again, that's why I asked the question.
Oh, you want a backstory?
If I would have had a backstory that said his parents were serial killers and they were on death row, some shit like that, that would have been like, that would have gave it a little grade with me. That would have been upper than what it would be. Okay, I promise you. Because I'm like, okay, but this motherfucker just pure evil and so intelligent and evil. And don't get me wrong, they go hand in hand. When you got some, I've had kids that's very smart, and usually it's some of them that are very smart. Usually the motherfuckers bad as shit. Okay, yeah. I'm like, I used to say all the time, is this motherfucker gonna be a chemical engineer or a fucking gang, like the lead kingpin of a drug dealer, a cartel? This motherfucker smart as shit. Just how you gonna use it? But this motherfucker, Mikey.
This is
who you been fucking with? Who was the family he was with before the bitches that was slapping him in the face and shit? Who was he with? I do need a backstory. I'd have to, if they can come back in right now, 2020, and do a backstory to Mikey. I will watch that shit. I need to know why is this motherfucker so evil. I don't need to see a sequel because that's what they want. I don't need to see a sequel.
Problem child, but make it horror. That's what this is.
Yeah.
You remember Junior?
Yeah, I know Junior.
Junior didn't have a backstory. He was just a little bad little kid.
You know why Junior was bad? You know why Junior was bad? His parents let him be bad. Simple as that.
And this kid too.
I know. That's why I'm so pissed off.
Come home when you want to come home. What the?
This movie is Problem Child, but make it horror.
Hey, when you want to come home.
Because this is black.
Problem Child just came out in 1990, so this came out 2 years later, and they were already on Problem Child 2. So this kid, for instance, and not saying that all black people are the same. We know
it's a spectrum, but this is black horror humor, and we're gonna talk it.
By and large, adopted or not, when you're in the house, you're treated like our own. So if you get out of line, you get out of pocket. There's no such thing as a child making me feel uncomfortable in my own house. I will chin check a child. Especially, I've adopted you, and you think I said this whole house.
This nigga don't even have superhuman strength.
No, he doesn't. He just keeps getting knocked out, and then
you know what? If he has superhuman strength, I got this kryptonite right here for his ass. Okay, like,
hey, no, listen, no, that kid. You know how that kid will definitely
grab the belt.
No, he would need psychological breaking. You know how they break people when they get to cults? By starving them for like 52 hours of starvation, where they keep talking to you almost in a meditative state until you crack. Like that's, I haven't been in a cult, but that's what I've heard that they do. So what they do is they keep repeating to you like the same thing, the same stuff. Oh, I have
donations.
To do this, donations. And so you do that and you say, well, I have to give it up because of this, and I can't be associated with anybody outside this cult. This kid like would be reprogrammed. I would have to reprogram this child
Do you
because
think you could?
I would have to make sure that I have safeguards in place. You know how you have your friends around you? Look, we're gonna go out here, we're gonna have some fun. We not gonna get too crazy. You always gotta have spotters around you, right? I would need somebody like the teacher who knows how much I would want a kid, but also because she told her friend, she said, "You know more about kids than I do, and I feel so ill prepared." But then when her friend came up and was like, "Hey, something wrong with this kid, you might want to get him checked out," she was like, "You just don't want me to be happy. This ain't got nothing to do with you.
Ain't nobody hating on you, bitch.
This has nothing to do with you."
But man, but if you know anybody like that, do y'all know people like that? Kids bad as shit, and you try to tell them, hey, you need to do something about your child.
Yeah, but you can't. You a person is not going to fix a problem they don't see.
And that's
If
and
you don't if
agree,
you don't see the badness in your kid, it's gonna be an issue.
man. Let me
Yes.
tell you, quarantine
Yes.
exposed a lot of that shit.
Yeah.
The quarantine exposed, like COVID has exposed a lot of that shit. That's why I really want to send. Hey, y'all seen this movie called Mikey? Here, watch it. Tell me what you think. See
Mm-mm.
what that mindset is
People,
like.
hey,
I could
people
not. I'm
people
not
are
doing a closed
sensitive.
adoption. Go
People
ahead.
are
Sorry.
sensitive when it comes to their kids, even
I
if they're
agree.
adopted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you should
Yeah.
be protective because you have mother. But fuck, this motherfucker literally killing people. He has a highlight film of him murdering
The
people.
I think the issue when she didn't. Okay, so here's the thing: you don't have to listen to everybody, but you need to make sure that your antennas are up.
Okay, he should be dead. Cause I could just sum it up at the end when this motherfucker survived. I knew 'cause it was so cheesy. They're gonna let him. So I knew they're gonna let him survive, but how?
You can't kill the white kid. Children of the Corn had like how many movies did they have?
But I could
Oh
see
my
if they shot if
god.
he lit the bow and arrow on fire or some shit like that, the arrow, the bow and arrow, and he shot it into the house. I would
No, they
respect
just
that.
had to hurry up and end it.
This motherfucker made a Molotov.
So this film, I would give it a D plus because it definitely filled the runtime, I guess. The acting was very 90s, like very Dawson's Creek, but making murder kind of feel to it. But it's so plausible. The reason why it's not getting an F is because it's so plausible that I feel like this could be like ripped from the headlines type of movie, that it's probably happened multiple times because sociopaths, psychopaths, people who are not quite there, can just do these things, not get caught, and manipulate their way into the corporate ladder of success, because that's how it is sometimes. So I give this movie a D plus, and really, I don't think that I would want to see a prequel of it unless it's like, uh, well, I guess a prequel now would be different for the film, but yeah, no, I don't think a prequel will help the series at all.
I give it a D, a solid D.
Okay,
But I would recommend people to watch it though. If that makes sense.
I wouldn't recommend
Oh
this
no, I recommend people to
movie.
watch this shit. I would recommend people to watch this shit. Once again, I'm serious. I'm gonna send this to people with badass kids and show
Yeah.
them like, hey, if your kid, if your teacher's like telling you your kid is fucking a terror and you ain't hearing that shit, you might have a mic in your hands. You might need to watch it and understand. I would use this shit for. I wouldn't use it for trainers because it's so extreme. But just with like people, some like regular people. But
But it's not
D,
extreme though. Like you say, or yeah, you say that this is extreme,
that motherfucker
but
killed one,
but the
two, three,
steps the
four.
steps that were taken, where the teacher did research to find out about the original parents because it was a closed adoption. The principal not believing at the first signs of psychopathy, the teacher like trying to build some type of rapport with the kid, and even the kid coming on to the teenage sister. Like those are all like the very like premature baby steps of a culmination of like things that are actually wrong with this kid. And because nothing was done at those steps, then it escalated to murder. But I think
He
that,
was killing people at the beginning of the movie because he
yeah,
was setting shit on fire in the basement when he was already setting shit on fire. When I say extreme because he killed about 10 adults in this motherfucker. That's why I say that's why I say extreme. Oh my god.
1, 2, 3, 5.
That's a
So we
lot.
got the
You
so we
got the
got
two
the
parents.
two parents, the
Yes.
boyfriend.
He's not an adult. He's a kid.
The boyfriend, they were in college,
Yeah.
weren't they?
No, she went away to high school because she got kicked out. He said, why do you go away to school? She said, I got kicked out.
Okay, he killed several motherfuckers that should have been able to fuck him up. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, okay, have a little hip. I hate getting old, but shit. I'm having like y'all having like these little sharp little
Okay, while
paints.
Drake is getting his
But
life
anyway,
together,
long
Baylor.
story short, it's like I say it's strange because he killed several people. You know, if he didn't kill so many damn people, I've been like, yeah, cool. But he killed a lot of people and he got away. He blew up a fucking house and got away from that shit. Okay, like he fucking what's that? Not Training Day, but he fucking Independence Day that damn house. Okay, Michael Bayed that motherfucker. So all in all being said, he like the acting was poor, the clothing was cool. He was like too damn smart for his own damn good. Um, the like the transition to different scenes, they were like very like boom right there. You're just in the. It was never no dissolve or anything. Um, it wasn't the scary. It wasn't scary. I guess I wasn't scary to me because I was so mad most of the time. Like because if people would have put a legit effort of fighting him, I don't think it would have been okay. Now, if I saw a legit effort of somebody fight, even a guy that tried to shoot him when he pulled out the bow and arrow.
All he had to do was throw the gun at him, watch him duck, and then kick him in the chest.
Thank you, Leah. It was so many different ways we could have resolved the issue. Okay, but these last few deaths he had was completely. They were avoidable. They were absolutely avoidable.
I was like, all these grown adults in here.
And being the 80s, I would like to have 80s music. They probably cut.
No, this is 90s.
90s. Oh, okay. Well, they had
92.
90s music.
Yeah.
Shit. Once again, I would give it a solid D, but I would recommend the people to watch it. Like, y'all look at this shit. Look at this little bad motherfucker here.
Baylor.
Okay, look. This was a goddamn F. Okay. This was the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. This little nigga don't have no backstory. We don't have no motive to his actions, right? That's one. Two, the police are some of the dumbest characters in this movie. They allowed this man to take a goddamn crime weapon away. Okay. Not only that, nobody decided to check his goddamn camcorder ever.
Yeah.
And twice he stood up there and lied and said, I'm watching a TV show where the shit is real. Nobody's clapping, nobody's laughing, nothing. There's no introduction, there's no ending. Then every Michael, Freddie, Jason, like we basically we knew what we accepted. We knew it was fake, but we accepted it because it was something different, right? This was a 9-year-old kid. You're telling me nobody could overpower this nigga when in fact we seen twice he got slapped. That was a hard slap. That's a CPS case slap. And he got pushed down. Yet and still, the boyfriend who ran outside with his shirt off and said, I'm going to kick some ass. The same nigga who said, I'm going to kick some ass. And right after that, got scared by the cat. Nobody could beat this little kid up.
I sympathized with her at the beginning. Yeah, I'll go back rewind it. I like, oh my god, with that slap. She the only one that really put hands on that boy.
She was tired of his stuff. She was tired of it. She
And
said
you know
no.
what? And you know what I was tired of? I was tired of the fact that this nigga has a electrocuting spree that started off from the first person caught it. They caught it. It didn't touch the water at
She could have
all.
snatched that thing out the wall and
I forgot
threw it
about
at him.
that. I
And threw it
forgot
at
they
him.
caught that motherfucker.
She
I
Cause she was
caught
forgot.
it.
holding it for a minute.
But
Drake,
I forgot.
Drake,
And
Drake.
there was a
Did you
safety
know?
plug.
Did you know in the NFL after every scoring play they have to review it? They reviewed that play. She caught that motherfucker. She caught. She
Reception.
didn't.
Hold on, hold on, hold
She
on, hold
didn't
on.
bobble it or nothing.
Hey, you straight.
Complete.
Like,
Complete.
He's
man.
complete.
I'm telling you, I pay attention to detail. That was a safety plug. When a short, like anything happened, that shit would just flip. The power would be cut the fuck
Yeah.
off.
Yep.
That motherfucker was like fucking sparks are coming from her ass. From a
He's
like,
And
not. He's
she's
9 years.
she's holding it and still being electrocuted in the water.
Do you
water
know
ain't
how?
it
Do you
ain't
know
no
how
water touch
big
that
these
shit.
kids? Do you know how big these kids are at 9 years old? My son used to play Power Warner football. They had to weigh in. He was all of what 50, 60 pounds.
How many men died? We had the man, and the men just so okay. The dude that got killed by the falling on the marbles,
That
going
was a
through.
hard window to fall
You know what
through.
I
That
And
mean?
took
how
a
do you
minute.
skate all the way
That's what
over
I'm
there?
talking about.
Right.
You
Because if
know what?
anything, you would fall backwards and not
Thank you.
forward
He should have
into the
fell right
thing.
then and there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Then when he fell, none of the glass went in him. I didn't go in his neck, nothing
No.
like that.
Why didn't he catch the bat? Why was he
That's
so
my other
like
point.
I get like you're shocked that this kid wants to kill you, but I think that the kid didn't swing hard enough to draw blood.
That's
Like
where
if
I'm at.
anything, he'll give you a headache, but you could snatch the bat and like
Great.
chin check him.
I don't care. I don't care how hard you fall. I'm telling you right now, a parent sees their child in the water like that, I don't care how hard they fall, they're going to crawl to that child.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna do their best to get to that child. All that shit that he this is a F. This is what was that movie that what was it called? Gigi?
Gigi.
Was that Jennifer Lopez movie called
Oh, I
Gigi?
heard about that. Yeah, Gigi.
I don't know.
Oh, the boy,
A,
you went to Gigi?
a lot of people thought that was the worst movie. This is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The way. Hold on. Oh,
This
the
was
life.
so bad. This was
Because I'm
so
like,
bad.
I
She
just was
said
again.
she was talking to her and she was like, something is wrong with your child. And she said something back. She was like, no, but listen. And I'm like, and then she calmed down after that. Get the fuck out of here. This little nigga is not all of 9 years old and he built a liquid grenade. Like as soon as that shit broke, the whole house
Oh,
blew the and you I like Drake said, I don't care if this nigga instantly turned into Flash. How fast that goddamn house blew up.
you
I'm telling you, Leah, if we find that goddamn timestamp, this nigga was inside the house.
thank you. That's what he was.
He was inside the house. Okay. And look, even if he wasn't inside the house,
If he was in the
that thing,
driveway.
the amount of liquor that was in that bottle, and that bottle looked kind of heavy, he's just not tossing it like that.
True.
So
No, did you see a
now
face he made when he threw that motherfucker? He
the
threw it
house
down.
blew
He
up.
threw it down like. Mm. He didn't go like. He didn't Joe Montana that motherfucker.
He can't Joe Montana that motherfucker. He's 9.
Man, how did he survive? That whole house was obliterated. Okay, he didn't get no type of debris or nothing hit him.
No. All
Even
right.
the people
Look,
across
you
the
know
street was
what?
fucked up. How
You
did the
know,
people across the street fucked up and he okay?
They're next door. They're not across the street.
Okay, the
and
next door neighbors are fucked up. How is he okay?
but let me tell you, no. Let me tell you why I'm mad. I was gonna go back and say, you know what? Let me just give it a D plus. Let me just be a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Don't be an asshole. But then I remembered that the motherfucking detective and the police officers allowed this nigga to sit in the closet.
For the whole time, right?
And but the movie, let me tell you the director. Let me find out who that director is. Because you made it seem like y'all just found him.
They say he wouldn't come out. And I was like, wait, so y'all just left him in the closet?
But it's
Don't
like,
work like
look
that.
what I found. Yeah, he's in here. If you don't snatch his little ass out, what happened and why you next to this bat?
The, you about to make me lower my grade. I'm trying to keep it at a D. So I'm trying to say if people can watch it, okay?
Mm,
Because you see, like you can learn some lessons from that shit. Some.
mm.
Not, but the bat had dents in it. You can tell somebody busted their daddy beside the head with something several times. Like I
I
it
want
don't,
to
and
leave a
this is in
Yelp
the
review.
90s. It just adds up. Excuse me.
And that Mimi Craven, whatever her name is, I think she is related to Wes
What's crazy?
Craven. She's
It's
in a lot of other horror
it's just
flicks
the
too.
way that it's cut. So they have it kind of ambiguous. I just looked at the last scene again. They have the cut kind of ambiguous as far as like where exactly he was because he's in. You remember when Master Splinter was telling the story to the Ninja Turtles about where they come from,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just black behind them.
Yeah.
That's where he was, and then he chucked it, but it didn't. But there was no. And then the next scene or the next cut was the house exploding. So
I want to leave
it
a
was hacky.
I want to leave a review.
That's what we're doing right
No, no,
now.
no, no, no. I want to type this shit in.
Damn, hey, you know how a man, a motherfucker, especially a man, have to do the type shit out.
I want to type this shit. I don't care. The last message came from 97. Now it's about to be 2020. I'm sorry. I would like to tell you this was the worst motherfucking movie I've ever seen in my goddamn
Hey,
life.
make sure to say BTG with black horror humor. Like, we gotta leave our
Yeah.
man. We gotta start doing that. We got,
You know,
I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna
and you
start
know
leaving
what?
actual
Yeah, you want to
reviews
know what? Like, where is he at now?
as an adult, like the actor or the director.
No, he's the Joker now. This kid is the Joker now.
mm,
He's Dark Knight's Joker.
okay.
He's going to watch the world burn just because he can. Not
Nah,
that he's looking for love. He's not looking for anything. No, he just wants to watch the world burn. He wants anarchy. He wants chaos.
motherfucker killed his little sister, cold blood, man. Let that little girl. You didn't stand up for me.
Like halfway through the movie, I felt so bad.
This film is banned in the UK.
Really?
It should
Honestly?
be.
Hey, she for real or she joking?
No, yeah, it is. It is banned in the UK. One
That's
of the people were just like they wanted to watch it on YouTube and had to find somewhere else to watch it because it's banned in the UK.
wow. Wow, wow, wow.
And they are comparing it to Chucky. I'm looking at the other reviews that other people have left.
Like Chucky has superpowers, but still, I would stump the shit out. That's all. Like I would stump the shit out. And it make me mad. 'Cause I don't want to say I'll do this shit to a child, but I would have fucked that little kid up.
Oh, look. Let me read. Let me just read this. And this is from 10 months ago. I know that when watching movies, you have to be willing to surrender into the reality of the movie. Some, aka suspension and or of disbelief. But this flick was dumb and it was dumb and overly violent beyond believability. I tried. He said it tried too hard to create a psychopath serial killer. child, boogeyman, and the end result was just a hot mess because this kid kills and leaves a body count at the rate of Chucky or Ghostface from Scream. He said if you want to see a quality horror movie about a child psychopath that doesn't feel too exaggerated or over the top, see the original Omen,
Mm.
Omen 2, The Good Son, and The Orphan.
Man,
So here's the thing. This is why it was banned in the UK. When it was supposed to be released, there was a 2-year-old kid who made the news because 2 10-year-old boys snatched him up and beat him to death.
Mm.
what the
So
fuck?
they banned. So when this movie came out, they were like, "Yep, nope, we can't give this approval because this movie is about a 9-year-old child who murders people."
Was he 9 though, or was he younger than 9?
He was 9
He
in
was
the
a
movie.
small.
Mikey's 9.
He was a small ass 9.
No, he looked like a 9-year-old. All the he looked like about all the other kids in class. But
Oh, the
in this
fat
movie
kid.
is still it's still banned to this day
Good. They're
in the
not missing
UK.
shit.
How mad are y'all right now about this movie?
Man, you know, yeah, shit. When I was over there, man, I was hot. I was like, I'm telling you, that's the first time I ever went. I said, let's fast forward through this shit. Cause I'm
Please.
like,
This shit, I was so happy when that shit ended. That's the worst shit I've ever seen in my life.
and that's
Golly.
what you said, which was worse, this or that other shit we watched. I'm like, that other shit. Like, this was worse. Cause I'm like, well, it
I
was
would probably
predictable.
watch Vanishing on 7th Ave before I would watch this movie again.
Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, cause it was like,
Like I said, the last time I seen it was probably when it came out. So I
Yeah.
clearly didn't remember all that. And I would like to say I apologize
no apologies
because
necessary, brother.
no, this
No,
was pretty goddamn bad.
no apologies necessary, man.
I haven't seen something this bad and so like we just finished talking about Tyler Perry movies
Oh
and shit like
man.
that.
Yeah.
Like this right here, golly. I was like the fact that he got blank check off of this.
This it was just it was bad. It was bad.
So we got a D plus, D, and an F.
No, I'm gonna change mine to a D just because I'm just like I want to give it an F.
I said I
But
can't.
the only reason why I can't give it an F is because I was entertained in the company because it's a part of the movie experience to be entertained. And so I wasn't necessarily entertained with the movie per se, but this experience has bumped it up a letter grade. So I'm gonna give it a D because it was it looked like we're only being told like we came in the middle of a story
Oh
and
yeah,
we
yeah.
left during the middle of a story. So there wasn't like a beginning, middle, and end. It was just like, oh, here's the middle. Let me give you a piece of it. And I'm like, but where did we start? How are we ending?
And like, is he ever gonna stop killing?
No, he's not. He turns
Be-
into the Joker from DC of Dark Knight.
Because it's like that routine. Because he killed the motherfuckers quick. How long was he in that house before he killed, like, wiped everybody out?
He
A
could
And
have
we're
month.
been
not gonna
there
talk
a longer
about
month.
how the first parent who got in the bathtub and got on the phone and started gossiping or whatever just allowed her two kids to be left unattended.
She gave her daughter milk and cookies and told the other kid, like, left the other kid in the garage. It was like, clean up this stuff in the dark.
Man, you ever hear the story of the makers of Mr. D713 when the OJ Simpson case gone? It can
Mm-hmm.
happen. It can happen. Like, trust me, it happened.
This was god awful.
Not god awful. What?
Look, don't let all this distract you from the fact that this was probably one of the worst films ever made.
But
Like
but
this
we
was
did it for
bad.
you. We we watched it for you. You know, we watched it for you. So if anybody tell you, hey, you need to watch Mikey. If I tell you need to watch Mikey, I'm gonna tell you it's a bad movie. Not like bad isn't good. Oh, this is a bad movie.
It's it's a good foreshadowing of what happens when you don't discipline your children. And not saying that it has to be corporal punishment, but your child needs to understand there are consequences to his or her actions, because regardless of whatever you do in your household, understand when your kid gets older, society has to deal with them. And I refuse to have to deal with another entitled, selfish individual who cannot get their life together because they got participation trophies from the age of 0 to 34. So get your life together,
Mm,
help your children,
mm,
make sure you discipline them. And if you don't know how, ask. There are so many resources, especially at school, that would allow you to help you raise like a self-sustaining, productive adult.
mm.
And that's from me. I
Leah,
have no children, but I know there's resources out there.
you ain't even got to tell
Help
them that.
yourself.
Don't even tell
Thank
them
you.
that. Thank you, Leah. Public
Uh-huh.
PSA. PSA. You know that's a clip right there, right?
Yeah.
You're like, we need that. We need that. All that. I think I said
Yeah.
I hate him.
This was
I
pretty bad. I had high hopes for it.
Why? Because it was a 90s movie?
she said, "Wow."
I
He
did.
been talking about Mikey. He brought up Mikey before we started doing the show.
Oh
He brought up Mikey a
yeah.
long time ago. He like,
I
y'all
don't have
remember
Mikey
Mikey?
written down.
No, I'm telling you, when we used to just be in a dysfunctional fam, he brought up Mikey. When we were talking about badass kids. This might have been on the
We
Sunday
did talk
stream.
about Mikey. We
I'm
did talk
telling you,
about
he brought
Mikey
up Mikey a
before.
long time ago. So this
But
is
remember,
something.
this is all from memory. He didn't remember it.
But man, but
Right.
he was talking about he remember Mikey being a badass kid. It was a good. He been looking forward to watching this shit. So I
I
know
have.
that I
I
know that
have.
feeling. You
Yeah.
look forward to
Yo.
it. You suggested because we had a different movie, like, and he suggested that shit. Mikey out the blue, like hell yeah. I know he wasn't expecting this shit to be like. I'm telling you, it's a movie that I watched with my wife. I like this shit is way worse than I remember that shit. The movie The Pest with John Leguizamo.
Oh yeah.
I used to
Mm.
love the shit out that movie. Watch that shit as an adult. You were like, what?
No, it's sadistic.
Oh my god, that's a
It's
bad movie.
crazy. Who
That
wants
is
to
a
watch
bad
that?
fucking movie. But I love that shit at the age of fucking old too young to watch.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh,
Man,
no, what's her? Okay, yeah. Do you want to take us out, Baylor?
Yes. I apologize. Um, this has been another. Um, I can't even lie about it. I was gonna say another entertaining. This hasn't been another entertaining film that the Black Horror Humor cast has spoke on. This was bad. This was real bad. If I could email the director, producer, screenwriter, wardrobe, everybody, this was pretty goddamn bad. The acting coaches, this was pretty goddamn bad. I'm very disappointed. Very disappointed. I take full blame for this. As a matter of fact, I'll probably apologize all week until we get to the next film. That's how bad this shit was. Do I recommend this film to anybody? Yes. To my ex. That's who. That's who I recommend this film to. This was pretty goddamn bad. I'm sorry. You can find me at Baylor the Great on Twitter, apologizing across all social media platforms on IG as well. Leah.
Yes. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been your co-host, Leah. I am here with Sir Drake or Mr. D713, and Baylor is so apologetic. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you follow us on Twitter at BHH Podcast and on Instagram at Black Horror Humor. Next week we will have a better movie.
hey,
movie to
it
choose
only
from.
can go up from here. It only can go up.
Oh, like